Number one thing that a missionary needs before they go out is a very clear and confident knowledge of God's grace for them in their lives. That, I think, goes a really long way. Just knowing your place as God's child, as somebody in the world that is just like everyone else that you're going to meet on the mission field, that is broken, is a sinner, has been brought back to a relationship with God. That's the number one thing. And then everything just kind of falls in from there. I was going to say personal traits like just humility and being able to relate with people. All that comes from that number one, the first thing. LCMS has a very strong history in education, and we've been very strong in the U.S., and we have continued to use that strength, that gift that God has given us to have this history of strong education, and we're doing that in the rest of the world as well. So especially in Asia where I am, education is huge. It's everything, and it's a skill set that we have as a church and that our partners have as a legacy of our church that is still very, very well respected and something that brings us a lot of ability to work in different places, especially those places where coming in as a church body, as a mission organization, might not be as welcomed. Places like China, places like Vietnam, where we've been able to come in and set up international schools. And they welcome us, they ask us to do that. So that's a skill or a blessing that we've been given, something that we've been given as a church that I think we're able to use, that God has allowed us to use in Asia for His work. When I was first asked to come serve on the mission field, when it was suggested to me, this position, I initially was not interested at all. I dismissed it very quickly, thinking that I wasn't worthy of this. I wasn't really in a very good relationship with God at the point. I was very, not even active in my church, not that active. And so God actually, in the process of a few months and some time, started to pull me closer and closer to Him. And just through this experience that I knew that I wasn't really qualified for, quote unquote, God was saying, I'm going to use this in your life to bring you back into a relationship with me, and then I'm going to use you after that. So I never considered this at all for a life path, but God seemed to just continually pull me back into having this be my life. Even as I went onto the field, I continually didn't expect that I would stay there, and just through different ways and means, God continues to pull me in and keep me where I am and show me that He wants me to stay, and makes it easier and easier for me to stay, and it's been a huge blessing in my life. You know, Paul talks about a specific instance where he planted the seed and one of his co-workers watered it, and then God made it grow, right? And so one of the biggest joys is to be able to be a part of that harvest at the end, where you know that it had nothing to do with your skill, your ability as a missionary or an evangelist or whatever, but there were people in that person's life beforehand that planted and that watered, and that God is allowing you to kind of see it grow in their life, and you get to be a part of that. And I've had a few of those instances this last year in my coworkers and partners that we work with, and it's just really exciting to see that. The only thing I can tell people that might be considering coming on the mission field is talk to God a lot, and wait for Him to talk to you through family, through friends, through His Word. That's it.